Video editing inside of PicturesToExe falls into three broad categories. We can optimize any video we're going to use, and I would suggest you always do that to make sure the video runs correctly and as sweetly as possible within your slideshow. The second is our ability to trim the video length. And finally, we can resize the video. We can't crop the video, but we can reduce the size. So if we was looking to put video in video or video over a still image, and we want that video to be smaller, we can create that in PicturesToExe. Here we're going to look at trimming video length. And at the same time, we may as well optimize the video too. So here I have a piece of video which is 35 seconds in length, far too long for my needs. Let's just assume for the sake of this exercise that we only want 10 seconds. But what we want to do is to pick a good 10 seconds. We don't want 10 seconds where the bird is doing next to nothing. If the bird is active, that's the 10 seconds we need. Let's begin by right-clicking the video and opening this up in our Convert Video Clip window. Now the other thing we need to bear in mind at the moment is because we're looking at an original piece of video, no sound has been muted. So if we were to use the option here to play the video from the start to get a good idea of which part of the video you want to trim to, then you're going to hear the sound of that video. Now there's quite a bit of background noise on this particular video, something I couldn't eradicate at the time, so I sort of made a decision there and then that I was unlikely to use it, and I think at some stage I may have been having a conversation with my wife while recording the video you can see here. But what I would suggest you do is to press play. Now I'm going to refrain from pressing the play button here for two main reasons. One, the audio is a little bit noisy, so I want to avoid that. But when we press play here, the video doesn't play very smoothly, and I'm recording this video on top of that, so you're not going to see very much at all. When you bring your own video into the video converter, I'm going to suggest you press play. Watch it in its entirety, because you'll get a good idea of any section of 10 seconds that you want to select. For the sake of the exercise here, I'm just going to take 10 seconds out of the middle. I'm going to start by going down to the option here and tick the box to trim the video. Now I can move these little blue triangles that appear and form the cutting point that way, but I tend to use this little up and down arrow option, so I could scroll forward until I see a piece of the video that I quite like. Then I can anchor that point at 7.660. Now I can go to the other side, the end time, and I can do the same. And if I use the down arrow, if you look at the output duration immediately below my cursor, you can see as the cursor is running back here, this is the output duration that I need to aim for, and I'm looking for 10 seconds, and 10.3 is close enough. So we can see the original and we can see what we have. Now I've got the bird with its beak down there, so if I was being fussy I may decide to bring it back a little bit, or that looks quite interesting, I'll anchor that point, but I want to change this now because I've gone to 15. So you can see we can use this to go either way, up or down, but it's not too difficult to get quite close to the 10 seconds we need. Then of course all we need to do is to either choose Convert All or hit the little triangle here, and we'll get the optimization take place and our video will be trimmed to almost 11 seconds, but about 10.5 seconds. Once that's completed, I can remove it from the video converter, ready for the next project, and I can close this down. Now as you can see here, PicturesToExe always leaves our original video intact, and there we have the converted and trimmed one. So I could drag this down between my two blanks, and there you can see the duration 10.533. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go into the Objects and Animation screen, and I'm going to mute the audio because I don't want to give you a preview and listen to that noise in the background. But if I take you to the timeline, I can put my cursor at this position, press play, and we can have a look at the 10 seconds that we now have. And of course the video should keep running until the blank removes it from screen. And the problem always, of course, as if I need to spell this out, is we do not want any situations where the video comes to a crashing stop before it's removed from the screen.